By the end of this video, you're gonna have some practical tools that you can use tonight to stop eating after dinner. And we're gonna break it down into different phases depending on where you might be at in your own fitness journey. Let's walk through the scenario now. You're eating dinner and then like clockwork, 1 to 2 hours later, you're eating those sugary or carb-rich snacks. And what that's doing is that sugar and carbs is hitting your bloodstream, hitting your brain, firing off dopamine in the brain, the reward signal. That dopamine is saying, this is calories for survival. This is a good thing. Do more of it. And in phase one of the solution process here, we want to design our environment for success instead of relying on willpower. At the end of the day, you've probably made these hard decisions all day long in business and life, and decision fatigue is at an all-time high. Making another decision for your personal needs is very tough to do. And when you are, you're strictly relying on willpower. Willpower doesn't work. It's like wrestling an 800-pound gorilla. You can fight it off for a while, and it's this real struggle and fight energy, but eventually it's gonna win. Phase one solution is to design your environment for success. And what that means is going through the pantry, through the kitchen, and tossing out any temptations. If you're serious about losing weight, if you're serious about getting the physique that you want, if you're serious about your health and improving cholesterol, blood markers, things like that, go through the fridge, the pantry, toss out any temptations. Anything that you know is gonna tempt you, just throw it out. Don't overthink it. Don't consider holding on to it till you give it to somebody. Toss it out. And if you can set that environment up for success, you don't have to rely on willpower. It's going to be much easier to skip those things because you simply don't have them on hand. Okay, so phase one, you've designed your environment for success. You've tossed out those temptations. Now let's talk about a deeper solution and go a level beyond that. Remember how I said that your brain is fired and wired to crave those snacks after dinner? What's happening there is you're eating a great dinner, you're physically satisfied, but an hour, 2 hours later, you've wired this pattern that says eat some carb or snack-rich foods or sugar-rich foods in order to get those carbs and sugar in the bloodstream, and that's going to fire off dopamine in the brain. Dopamine is the reward chemical, and whatever gets rewarded is going to get reinforced. So in a simple way, we've just fired and wired this pattern over time that's not serving us. And it's completely normal. I've seen this with lots of people. So what we need to do is fire and wire a new pattern. And one of the simplest, most effective steps I've found for that is a tool I call the 4-step pause. When you find yourself going into the kitchen or even in the moment eating those snacks mindlessly at night and you're not physically hungry, you know you've had a great dinner, you shouldn't be eating right now, and you're gonna be in bed pretty soon. The first step is to just pause. 1 second, 2 seconds, just pause, stop, whatever you're doing. Second step is to breathe. 1 breath in through the nose, 1 breath out through the mouth, slightly longer exhale. These first two steps are critical because they're going to stop that reactionary mind. They're going to create a little space from that subconscious pattern that you're running. And number 3 is to think. This is where you can come up with a quick plan. You can ask yourself, why am I eating right now? Can I just go to bed? It's only an hour away. Do I really need this? Is this going to move me closer to my goals or further away? So you're going to come up with a quick plan. And maybe you stop eating the snacks, have a glass of water, and go read a book. Maybe you do a little foam rolling instead of eating food and you unwind for the night. Maybe you mix that magnesium drink up and you start to wind down, getting the house dark. These are the things you really need beyond the snacks. So step 3, think, is where you're coming up with a quick plan. Step 4 is to act. Take the smallest action, that which moves you ahead or that which moves you closer to your goals. Toss out the temptation, go foam roll. Get a glass of water, put the snacks away where you can't see them, leave the kitchen. Act on whatever plan you came up with in step 3. So you have pause, breathe, think, and act. These are going to let you create awareness around that pattern that you're running and start to interrupt it and insert a new pattern, one that's more empowering, one that's going to move you closer to your goals. And if you do this, it's not a one-time deal. It's not like, oh, I did it once and it worked. This is a wash, rinse, and repeat kind of process. It's like a shower. You can't just do one and be good for a month. You have to do it every single day. And eventually, like a muscle, like any muscle, if you keep running this pattern and you keep inserting that new, more empowering pattern, you're going to break that old habit. It's going to become easier and more automatic. It's going to become stronger to simply stop eating or not even feel the need to eat because you've wired this new pattern. Now you eat dinner and you don't even think about food a month from now, and you're getting that great wind down for sleep. You're reading books, you're foam rolling, you're doing things that actually serve you after dinner instead of mindless snacking. Let's take it even deeper. Phase 3. So there's gonna be some times where you run the 4-step pause and it works. It works excellent. And you're wiring it, you're firing and wiring this new pattern, and you're feeling good. But there's gonna be some times where you slip up. You still binge on those snacks at night. Even though you had a great day of eating, you still find yourself snacking. You run the 4-step pause and then you come back for more snacks after that. This is also common, but there is a way to overcome it. Hey, quick interruption from your favorite sponsor, Moi. I launched a new coffee product that I'm really excited about. I owned sports nutrition stores for 10 years and saw a lot of products come through my doors. And I started making my own about 5 years ago. This is my brand, Moon Tower, and the new instant coffee product is a clean burst of energy that you can have any time of day. Only 60 milligrams of caffeine per serving. But what makes this instant coffee unique is that there is a full blend of functional mushrooms in there. Chaga, cordyceps, lion's mane for focus, reishi for some immune support, and then we also add ashwagandha to make sure it's smooth, jitter-free energy, and it also has a clinical dose of L-theanine in there. L-theanine is what makes that caffeine metabolize more slowly. So it takes away those jitters and also takes away that big spike and crash that's most often associated with energy drinks or synthetic caffeine. So this is clean energy if you want to get more work done during the day, or if you need a clean boost before the gym without disrupting your sleep. Check out the new instant coffee we launched. There's a code below in the details. It'll give you 20% off your first order. I hope you enjoy it. And now back to our episode. And it starts with awareness. Everybody is different, so I'm not going to make a blanket statement here, but some of the common things I see just working with clients that have the privilege of looking at patterns, there's some kind of subconscious belief that is running in your psychology in the background that is forcing you to overeat these snacks at night. If you say you want to lose weight, but you find yourself backtracking, taking 2 steps forward all day long with the healthy meals, and then 1 giant leap backwards with overnight snacking, overeating at night, then there's a subconscious pattern that is throwing you off. I don't know what it is for you, but I can share some of the common ones. These are beliefs that we need to create some awareness around and start to shift. This is your self-sabotage or your limiting belief that's holding you back. So let's say you've eaten excellent all day long. You're 90% of the way there, and you just got to finish off this last 5-10% of not eating and ruining the day at night. But you find yourself in the kitchen. You're running the 4-step pause. You've designed your environment and you've thrown out some of the temptations, but you're still overeating at night. Or you mess up and you overeat at night and you feel this guilt, immense guilt about doing it, and you don't know why. The first thing you need to look at is whether or not you deserve your health goals. Subconsciously, we'll make so much progress all day, and then we'll sabotage ourselves and take a step back because we feel like we don't deserve our health goals. We've told ourselves all along that who am I to achieve my weight loss goal? Who am I to have that ripped, shredded physique that I want? Who am I to achieve those goals that I set out for myself personally? Maybe I'm feeling stingy for doing it. There's a great book I'd recommend on that called Raise Your Healthy Deserve Level. Another really great book is called The Upper Limit Problem. A lot of people will hit an upper limit and they think, oh man, I'm starting to lose some weight. I'm starting to see this physique change. I'm getting a lot of success, and that's uncomfortable. The old you was comfort. The new you, getting positive comments at work, buying new clothes for yourself, feeling that confidence when you're walking around, feeling that confidence in the gym, getting the attention of others saying, man, you're looking great. What are you doing? That is uncomfortable. And so we knock ourselves back down because we feel like we've hit that upper limit. We can't go into this new uncharted territory. It's not safe, and we retreat back. You may even think that your spouse might get jealous if you start working on yourself and really accomplishing your goals. You might even think you might have to get out there and start dating again if you're single and you start achieving these health goals. I don't know what the belief is that's holding you back, but it is phase 3. It is where you need to eventually get to and uncover. You can work with someone on that to break free from those subconscious patterns that are holding you back and to finally run forward towards your goals. This phase 3 is like driving towards your health goals with the gas and 1 foot on the brake at the same time. You're never really making the progress that you want. Instead, we want to let that foot off the gas, uncover those subconscious beliefs, work through some tools to get over them, and then you can accelerate to your goals. And that's what I want for you. So if you're someone who has these big health goals and you want to get past this late night snacking, the first phase is to design your environment for success. Stop relying on willpower. Stop letting decision fatigue build up all day long. Toss out any temptations and set your environment up for success. If it's not in the environment, if you can't see it, out of sight, out of mind, if you don't have things on hand that you can snack on, you're going to set yourself up for success. Step 2 is to use the 4-step pause to break that pattern at night. I found this really helpful for people who want to even cut back on alcohol. You can run that 4-step pause and think, how many drinks am I going to stick to tonight? Set your commitment, act on it, works perfectly. And number 3 is to uncover those subconscious patterns that are making you overeat at night, that may be holding you back. Thanks for watching, and if you want more great videos just like this, hit subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. I upload them every Wednesday and Friday.